All right, everybody. Bitcoin finally had its massive pullback that we've been waiting for the last couple weeks. Okay, so Bitcoin obviously has been super bullish ever since breaking out of its consolidation pattern a couple of weeks ago. Back on the 21st of July is when it officially broke out, and Bitcoin's kind of been on a tear since its breakouts. At one point, it was up 31% in just 12 days. But last night around 12:30 Eastern time, let's go ahead and bust out the 1 hour so you guys can see this. I mean, I could bust out the 30 minute. 30 minute might be even better. This one 30-minute candle here, Bitcoin literally dropped down about 12%, and it was less than 30 minutes. It was like 20 minutes. It dropped down 30%, or not 30. In 30 minutes, it dropped down about 12% here on that massive pullback. But why am I saying that this is super bullish? Because Bitcoin needed its indicators to cool off, okay? And we're also flipping year-long resistance now into new support. So going all the way back here to October of 2019. So October of 2019, just under a year ago, that was resistance here at 10,500. Resistance here back in February of this year at 10,500. You call this one 10,500. It came just short back in June. So 3 times we tested 10,500 as resistance and got rejected. Now what just happened last night? We came down to $10,540, and now we're testing this as support and getting a move off of it here with some volume. So I honestly think that the next target level, now this is the most bullish thing that's happened to Bitcoin since this giant move up here. We got our indicators to cool off. Indicators to cool off here. RSI cooled off back down here on the 4 hourly down to 44. I think the next stop, honestly, we're going up to 14K here. Why is 14K the next level? Well, that's the next macro high. So we go over here from the last strong move that Bitcoin had back last summer in June. That's where we got stopped out of. It's about $14,000. So technical wise, we're looking really good here, honestly. I'm gonna bring up even a more macro sense of things and bring up our long time frame here on Bitcoin. So let's bust out the logarithmic scale, and I'm actually going to use it weekly, okay? So these purple lines that you see going up and down here, these are the last Bitcoin halvenings, okay? So this is the last time Bitcoin had its supply cut down in half. So the very first halvening happened back in November of 2012, and as you guys can see, Bitcoin, this is a logarithmic scale, so it's a little bit different here. Lots of price action is shown. But Bitcoin had its all-time high back in 2011, had its kickback, and then it tested this downtrend of resistance for quite a while, multiple months here. And right around the halvening is when it broke out of this downtrend of resistance, and Bitcoin went up and saw massive gains. If we just bought the last halvening and sold at the very top, it's 9,400% here in the course of 1 year. 9,400% for Bitcoin. Post-halvening, Bitcoin bull run. And then we had its all-time high. We had a bear market here. We had this downtrend of resistance going from 2013. We had a kickback in 2015. Multiple months here of testing that as resistance. We had the breakout finally happen pre-halvening back in 2016. We had a post-halvening up. This purple line is when the Bitcoin supply got cut in half again. What happened if you would have just bought the last Bitcoin halvening? You guys would have bought the last Bitcoin halvening here and held to all-time high. We're looking at 2,800% returns in 518 days. So just over a year, about a year and a half, you're going 28x on this thing, 2,800% returns, okay? So we're seeing the same type of breakout here with the downtrend resistance. Breakout starts the next Bitcoin bull market, post-halvening. Now what's happening here? Same exact thing repeated, guys. It's literally, it's the same cycle repeated. We got all-time high, back test, resistance here for multiple months on the same trend line. If I turn up the logarithmic scale, this actually looks a lot better here on this one. So you got the back test here, clear breakout, post-halvening here, happening in June of this year. We got the breakouts, and honestly, dudes, like, conservative here, we're getting 15x returns. We're going 1,500% from this halvening point. And if you go 1,500, I'm gonna have to turn on the logarithmic scale to get these type of gains to show up here on this. So 1,500% here, post-halvening, would be conservative in my estimates. And we're looking at about $150,000 per Bitcoin. You can go even more conservative. We're saying 80,000. If we go just 700% here, post-halvening. We're still getting that breakouts. Chart looks good. On the macro, we're closing above all this resistance here that we had going for multiple months that I showed you on the other charts here. Multiple year month resistance, almost a full year-long resistance. Finally breaking out of it, and I think that we're starting the next cycle here, boys. Like even as I'm talking right now, Bitcoin is just continuing to rise up. Let's go to the 15-minute chart here. If we can break above this 11,400, we're gonna go back up to 12,000, no problem. And then the next stop, like I said, is gonna be that 14K area. So don't be worried about this massive pullback. If you had stop losses in and you got wrecked last night when you were sleeping, I've been telling my friends, my family members this, don't use stop losses. We're starting the next cycle here. Literally, you're not going to be able to out trade Bitcoin in a bull market. We've seen those previous returns. The first halving netted people just about 100x return, 10,000%. The previous one back in 2016 saw 28x return. This one I think is going to net people, if they just bought in the halving, it's going to net people anywhere between 700 to 1500x return. So yes, it's a big giant pullback. Yes, a lot of people got wrecked last night, but technicals look really good here. This pullback now testing this as new supports. Worst case scenario, if I turn on some moving averages here, we got the 200 daily starting to slope up. So I'd like to see that tested as support. Maybe this longer trend line here that's been going up. If it pulls back here, it'd probably test this trend line and then continue back upward towards 14K and eventually 20K and eventually setting new all-time highs probably in 2021. So just keep in mind, guys, yeah, it's a big pullback. Yeah, a lot of people might be scared of Bitcoin, but we see the price going up here. Last night it hit $10,540, and it's already up $700 since then. So I think a lot of money came out of the altcoin market last night and potentially is going to flow into Bitcoin here at this point in time. So buckle up, boys. Bull market cycle, and don't be afraid. Keep accumulating here at these levels. All right. I'll update another video here in the coming days, probably if Bitcoin sees a lot more action. I see a lot of love here on this page with some likes and maybe some new subscriptions on my YouTube channel. I might just keep posting videos more often. So have a good one, guys. Don't be afraid. Ride the lightning, baby.